Now we go with Ranadeep. Says, hi, my name is Ranadeep Guchhait from India. I've been doing 3D since 2023. Learned a lot from you and would appreciate reviews. Please and thank you, Ave. Did you copy the message from someone else? Ranadeep. Did you just copy the message, or is that like a big coincidence? Kind of seems like you just copied the message, my friend. My goal was become 3D artist in Ubisoft Craft. Okay, so you're adding more information. You don't need, like, come on, man. Kind of looked like you just copied the Nitish's like a message right there. Let's take a look. That's funny. I think that's the first time that has happened. Deacon says, I started in a company less than a year ago, and my first job was to do rocks. 6 months after, I was given the opportunity of designing the characters of a full project. That's it. And now I'm doing more trees. That's it. Like, that's how it works in the industry. Sometimes you're gonna be doing some very cool things, and sometimes you're just gonna have to do grunt work, like boring things or things that might not be as exciting. That's why normally one of the advices that I give you guys is keep your work separated from your personal work. In your personal work, you can do whatever it is you want. Like, this is one of the things that I feel so fortunate about, and I thank you guys so much, because thanks to this project that I have right here with the YouTube channel and with the course and everything, I can do whatever the hell I want. I can just pick whatever fun project I want and have a lot of fun teaching you the techniques and teaching you the stuff that can be used for an actual potential project, right? In the normal projects, I've done boring things. I've done like paint buckets. I've done what was it that I did a couple of months ago? Oh, I was doing some rooftops, some thatch rooftops. Super tedious work, but that was the work that I had to do back then, and I enjoyed it. Of course, it was part of the things that I get paid to do. But it's one of those things, like, I do not see myself, like, if I get to pick, do I want to do that? Of course not. But it's part of the job. It's part of the work, and I'm very thankful for that. But it's very important that, again, you separate the work, the thing that you get paid for, and the fun work, the thing that you can do as your personal stuff. It's just part of the process. Let's see. There you go. Solid Mango says, I'm doing religious statues. I get so bored, but I still do it. Yeah, because it's work. And work doesn't always needs to be fun. That's a very important distinction. And it's another one of those things that we as artists need to understand. Our job is very fun. It's a very entertaining job, I'm gonna say. Like, I'm very, like, grateful that I'm not doing Excel spreadsheets every single day. No offense to anyone who's doing that. It's just, that's not for me. So I enjoy doing the work. But even within our work, like within the entertainment industry, there are parts of the work that are very boring, that are not very exciting. Some people hate retopology, for instance. I personally like it. But you need to understand that at the end of the day, even though our industry is a fun industry, it's an entertainment industry, the part the job part, or the work part of the job, is still work. There might be some days where you don't feel like doing it. There might be some days where you're feeling very overwhelmed or whatever. It's work, and you have to do it. That's part of it. If you're not willing to do that, then you don't want to really be an artist. You don't want to be a production artist. You just want to be a fun artist. You want to do this as a fun activity in your day-to-day. That's fine. But if you want to be paid for this, there's going to be days that are going to be tough. There's going to be days that you're not going to feel well. There's going to be days where you're not going to be motivated or inspired. You still need to do the job. You still need to do the work, because that's your work. That's your job. So you need to understand that. As an artist, as a production artist, you need to understand that distinction. What makes a hard surface portfolio stand out to recruiters beyond just clean models? To me, Skidfix, one of the things that makes a hard surface artist is complex models. Like, that's important. And that's going to be one of the advices that I'm going to give our good friends at Ranadeep right here. He's got a couple of complex models like this one. I like this one. It's complex enough. It's not super complex, but it's complex enough. And it shows that he has a good mastery of the hard surface modeling techniques. This is, of course, not optimized. Everything is like model, it seems. So this is more like a subdivision workflow approach, which, again, it's fine. But I would expect, if this was going to be for games, I would expect to see a little bit more optimization. But then we jump into something like this, which is not very complex. It's not awful. Like, it's a good project. I like it as well. But it's, again, relatively simple. So one of the things that we need to start working on is on more complex models. Careful with this one. For instance, on this one, Ranadeep, one of the issues that I see is that your details are not well integrated with the models, and we see some errors on the bakes. Like the borders, we get like this very weird faceting effect on some of the borders, and I don't think that we would see this on some of the models. Usually when you're presenting a game model, there we go, we need to have a wireframe. Optimization is fine. I like that one. And UV maps would be another great one. If you can afford to do a marmoset or a sketchfab element so that we can analyze the model a little bit further, that would be great. But I see, again, some issues on some of the shading elements. Not bad. Not a bad model, though. And again, this is the kind of models that I personally don't like. It's not a bad one, but it's such a simple model, especially compared to some of the other models that we saw, that it really doesn't bring anything new to the table, right? Like, I'm not seeing any new skills or any new elements that you could potentially show off, and this is not something, like, I would probably take that one out. And this one is stylized. I've seen it before. Again, just be careful with the metal edgeware and some of the values. Some of them seem a little bit too harsh.